Welcome you all. I'm Dr. A. Karim. We have started C13 NMR spectroscopy. In my last lecture, we have discussed about the basic things of CMR spectroscopy. Now, if you go for the comparison in between PMR spectroscopy, that is proton resonance, and C13 resonance spectroscopy. The proton resonance abundance is 99%, 1H1, and C13 abundance is about 1%. And therefore, C13 signal are spread over the much wider range than the H1 signal, making it easier to identify and count the individual nuclei. There are two figures. One is indicating the H1 NMR spectrum of 1-chloropentane, and figure 2 is indicating the C13 spectrum of 1-chloropentane. Actually, if you go for the figure and the spectra obtained for PMR, for the 1-chloropentane, there is the 5 carbons are in straight chain. The carbon number 1 is CH2Cl. There is totally 4 sets of protons. The carbon marked with number 5, that is CH3, that is a shielded proton and appears at about 1.0 delta, a triplet, because of very close CH2 group. The carbon marked by 4, that is CH2, gives the sextate is at 1.3 delta. Carbon 2 and carbon 3 marked are identical. That gives the quintet is about at 1.8 as shown in the figure, or as shown in spectrum. The carbon marked 1, that is CH2Cl, that is quite deshielded due to electronegative chlorine atom, and appears at 3.9 delta. That is a triplet. So very clear that the carbon marked as 1, CH2Cl, is deshielded due to Cl. If you go for the CMR spectra of 1-chloropentane, CMR spectra ranges from the delta value 0 to 200 ppm, delta in ppm. 0 is actually because of the standard TMS. There is a 1-chloropentane. The very small peak is observed at 78 is because of CDCl3, and as about 50, that is because of CH2Cl, that is carbon marked as 1, and that gives the triplet. Then the carbon 2 is very close to this, that is also triplet. Carbon 3 gives the triplet. Carbon 4 gives the triplet. And carbon 5, that is also gives quartet. The quartet is observed is about the delta ppm value is 13, 14. These are the shielded because of the very close CH2 group. All these are straight chain compound and sp3 hybridized. Therefore, these carbons are found to be shielded, but carbon with the chlorine, that is CH2Cl marked by 1, that is quietly deshielded, and that is observed at 50. So in short, I will say this is the comparison of the PMR and CMR spectra of 1-chloropentane. Now, if you consider the C13 NMR, particularly C13 NMR, as just now I told, the abundance is about 1.1% for the C13. If you consider C12, that is abundance is about 99%. The gyrometric ratio of C13 nucleus is found to be 1.404, whereas the H1NMR gyrometric ratio is 5.585, where the natural abundance of H1NMR is 99%. The coupling phenomenon for C13 and H1NMR have high value, that is equal to 1/2, so that the coupling between these two probably occurs, but C13 coupling is found to be weak. The problem which can overcome for NMR, particular structure determinations, needs to develop an advanced technique which is called as 2D NMR. The Fourier transport technique is also used, where it is a fast run, and the decoupling experiment are of three types technique. That is better to simplification of the complex spectra. One is called broadband decoupling experiment. Second is called off resonance decoupled experiment. And third is called DEPT, distortionless enhanced polarization transfer pulse decoupling experiment. And NOE, that is nuclear overaging phenomenon. The FT-NMR, that is Fourier transforms and signal averaging, observed due to low abundance of C13. A signal averaging and Fourier transform is NMR is applied, where signal averaging, a numerous individual run are added together and averaged, such that the random background noise cancelled to 0 and PMR signal are enhanced substantially and increasing the sensitivity of the signal. The signal averaging and FT-NMR, this, as I told, a advanced technique used for simplification of the complex spectrum, where FT-NMR sample is irradiated in this with the entire range of useful frequencies. C13 nuclei in the sample resonate at once, giving complex composite signal that is mathematically manipulated by Fourier transforms to segregate individual signals and convert them into the frequencies. So the advantages, or why this Fourier transform NMR is very important, because this is more sensitive and spectra detected comparatively very fast. Because in Fourier transform, look at the spectrum. If you plot the spectra chemical shift versus intensity, particularly C13 NMR of pentane 1-ol, then you will come to know that there are the 5 signals are clearly seen in the second spectra, that is marked by D, where in the a normal routine spectra is taken where the carbon residuals, large number of signal and residue will be settled at the coordinate. It is difficult to assign the signals actually obtained due to the carbon of 1-pentanol, as shown in the spectra marked A in the figure first, suppose. And therefore, particularly FTNMR is used because in FTNMR the frequency is adjusted in such a way that the signals are assigned very clearly. Particularly, there is a 5 carbon, therefore 5 carbon signals are assigned. You look at these pictures, spectra particularly, there is one, this is one about 10 ppm, this is second is about 18 ppm, third is about 22 ppm, about 30 ppm value there is a fourth, and fifth signal, which is comparatively highly deshielded, is observed at 60 due to heteroatom OH group. So this point is very clear. Here the C13 NMR spectra of 1-pentanol spectrum A is given as a single runs, showing the background of the noise on the base, but the spectrum get a very clear with an average run of 200s, and that is clear FTNMR. Now C13 NMR spin-spin coupling is also important, because in H1 NMR splitting reveals number of H atom or the nature of H atom. Either it will be CH3, CH2, CH tetrahedral carbon, particularly methyl, methylene, and this type of proton, their numbers, their hybridization like sp, sp3 is well assigned by the spin-spin splitting in the H1 NMR of the proton relations. For C13 it is limited because separated by sigma bond, and no there is a separation by the pi bonds. So how type of the coupling observed? The H1 and C13 coupling is observed because their abundance H1 is 99% and C13 is only 1.1%. Coupling is observed. Coupling occurs with C13 and C13, but it is very weak because their abundance is very less, probability is very less or low. Two adjacent carbon, therefore their abundance percentage is 1.1% into 1.1%, that is about equal to 0.012%. Therefore it is very weak coupling in C13. Here there is no coupling observed in between C13 and C12. C13 and C12 because it is the quasi where the C13 abundance is very less, 12 abundance is very more, but also same thing, there is no coupling observed between C12 and C13 because of their abundance. So today we discuss about C13 and PMR is in the form of the coupling, and also we can discuss with the example of spectra of resonance and Fourier transform spectra of with different examples. So with this I'll stop here. Thank you all.